Hey all. So here we are at chapter 2 in Junie B. Jones is a Graduation Girl. Chapter 2 is called Rhymes, and yesterday Sylvester helped me, so I thought I'd let him help me again today. Yesterday they were doing activities to get ready for graduation. So today is chapter 2, Rhymes. I sat at my table, very nice. Mrs. passed out colored paper for our invitations. Also, she passed out curly ribbon and lace and paste and bottles of sparkly glitter. We all love glitter. Just as a reminder, she said, we do not paste glitter in our eyebrows, and we do not put lace up our noses, and above all, we do not glue curly ribbon to our heads and pretend that it's long hair. She looked and looked at me. I squirmed in my seat a little bit, because that woman has a memory like a hawk, I tell you. Finally, Mrs. went to the board, and she picked up her chalk. On the inside of our cards, we're going to write a poem about graduation. Does anyone have any ideas for the first line? My friend named Grace waved her hand all around in the air. Roses are red! Roses are red! She called out. Yes, hollered Room 9. Roses are red. Mrs. smiled. She wrote it on the board for us. Okay, now what about the second line? She asked. Room 9 hollered again. What do you think they're going to say? Violets are blue! Violets are blue! Mrs. wrote that line too. Very good, class, she said. Now who can think of the third line? Maybe we should try to mention something about graduation in this one. Does anyone have any ideas? A shy boy named William stood up next to his table. Graduation is here, he said, kind of nervous. Mrs. grinned real big. Excellent job, William, excellent. She printed it on the board. All right, there's just one more line to go. Let's try to make the last word rhyme with the word blue. Okay? She read the first 3 lines out loud to us. Roses are red, violets are blue, graduation is here. Room 9 thought and thought. And then, all of a sudden, rhymes started coming from all over the place. My dress will be new, called Lucille. My dad's name is Lou, called Jamal Hall. We made it, woohoo, called Lenny. Just then, Polly Allen Puffer springed right out of his chair and he started laughing his head off. The zoo is P.U., he shouted his loudest, and then all of Room 9 laughed our heads off too, because P.U. is the silliest rhyme we ever heard of. Mrs. clapped her mad hands together. Boys and girls, that's enough, she grouched. She hurried to Polly Allen Puffer's table, and she put him back in his seat. I do not appreciate that kind of behavior, young man, she said. We're trying to write a nice class poem here, Polly Allen, and your rhyme was entirely inappropriate. After that, I tried to stop giggling, but that silly poem kept on staying inside my head, and then out of nowhere, another funny poem popped right into my brain, and I couldn't even hold it inside me. I quick jumped up on my chair. Roses are red, violets are blue, graduation is here, and your feet smell like stink, I shouted. After that, Room 9 could not even control themselves again, because that poem was the funniest thing they ever heard. My teacher's eyes got big and wide at me. Junie B. Jones, didn't you hear a word I just said? She said, very annoyed. And then Mrs. hurried to my table and she took me into the hall and she pointed me straight to the office. That's the end of chapter 2. So tune in to the next video. Chapter 3 is called A Good Chuckle. Say goodbye, Sylvester.